Run these worlds in this Misspent Youth series, Y2K, Youths to Control. I'm Abby, my pronouns are she, her, and tonight we'll be playing Misspent Youth, originally by Robert Bowl, and using the Fall in Love, Not in Line edition by Frag and Unicorn Games. Misspent Youth is a very open system with two simple requirements: an oppressive authority, and teenage YOs or youthful offenders ready to fight back against the tyranny in a world gone wrong. Because of the nature of the story about rebellion, please be advised that our game tonight will contain possible content warnings for death, loss, grief, suppression of truth, social control, firearms, loss of identity, small town culture, and history erasure. If that means you can't join us for our one-shot adventure tonight, please take care of yourself, and we'll see you for future game offerings. Don't know why I said one-shot. Apparently, I have forgotten that we are telling a much longer story here. Disregard that. We will see you next week. We do have some story to catch up on, but before we do, I'll have our players go ahead with introductions. If everybody will give your name and pronouns, as well as a little bit about the youthful offender you have on board with us. Art, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Arc, Arcanian Ending, everywhere, she, her. I'm playing Lux, who is also she, her, who is our resident Nepo baby, whose main power is having money and her purse of many things.
All right, Jilly.
Hi, I'm Jilly. Look, it's Jilly most places on the internet. Jilly is spelled with a G, and you can see it in some direction that it's there. There. I am playing Alice, who is an engineer, and has an affinity with technology that is expanding and evolving as we find out more about what is going on. My pronouns are she, her, and Alice's are she, they.
Excellent. Natalie, hello.
Hello, everybody. I'm Natalie. I use she, they pronouns. You can find me most places on the internet with Ghost Candle, Twitter and Instagram, or Ghostly Candle on Twitch and YouTube. And tonight I'm playing Casey, who we missed last week, so we'll, I guess, get to see how they catch up. They use they, them pronouns, scrappy little scavenger. You know, we'll see how they do.
100%. Sophia.
Hi everyone, I'm Sophia, at Nerdy Teddy on Twitter. I use she, her pronouns, and I will be playing Quinn, our sort of wilderness scout and wilderness expert. She uses she, her pronouns as well.
Excellent. All right. And as for our setting, well, if you want the full story, please check out our previous episodes. It is a very dirty tale. Suffice it to say that the Reclaimers are the descendants of members of the Reclamation Operations Workforce, a pre-end international agency tasked with securing advanced technology against the fall of civilization. But when the end finally came, they instead kept the technology for themselves, and the Reclaimers have spent the last 300 years building themselves up as a quasi-mystic order of technicians that can still access what advanced cybernetic machines and data systems remain functional. They are set up as the protectors of the city, so named because its citizens are the only humans left post-collapse. The Reclaimers are a lie, a story about heroes that saved humanity, when instead they made an elite kingdom for themselves out of the survivors. Finding a damaged AI, Brenna, built of the journals, field notes, and last thoughts of a murdered pre-end researcher, our youthful offenders took the name Y2K from Brenna's disjointed recollections of a time in history when people feared the loss of their technology. Players, we normally start with a friendship question, but I have a question for you, Natalie, as you are back with us now.
Yeah.
What did Casey feel when they learned about the Reclamation Operation Workforce and what they had done? What their Reclaimers have continued to do to each generation for the past 300 years, building themselves up as your benevolent shepherd.
Casey feels pretty angry about it. They feel like there's a much wider world we could have been working towards and have more freedoms about. Because Casey's always had that little bit of, you know, being a kleptomaniac that's already breaking the rules as it was. Yeah, they're just mad that we could have been working to something that's so much better for everybody instead of to the top percent, so to speak.
Absolutely. All right. Well, 2 months ago, Y2K fled their expedition camp with a stolen AI, a wounded friend, and the wreckage of their lives behind them, and they only had one clue, a signal that Brenna showed them and that she'd found on the network before she disrupted it. Across the mountains, there was life. And last episode, they found this signal, strangely emanating from a village that is clearly antiquated in the eyes of these citizens of the city, with little to no signs of high technology visible. There they met the farm boy Eli and his mother Maura before their arrival was cut short by local law enforcement in the shape of Marshall Thompson, who delivered them over to Overseer Ramirez, a local reclaimer. Quinn gave Eli the Brenna unit for safekeeping before going back for friends, and through some clever trickery, Alice convinced the Overseer that they could be his assistants without being invasively microchipped. Now, it turns out that Eli's heart was in the right place, but his head isn't quite there yet. And he went straight to the mayor's office to get help having Y2K released from the Overseer. Only to be pretty sheepish when they'd already handled it themselves. Mayor Davis isn't a reclaimer, but believed in their cause until Lux vented her vast outrage onto her, pointing out that the mayor's complacency has made ignorant sheep of the people that she'd promised to lead and protect. And Mayor Davis agreed to help the teens find what they were looking for and give them a place to hide in Haven's Reach. She directed them to the bunker of Engineer Lawson, and while his security system shut out Alice and Brenna before they could take control of the system, Alice did see a series of blueprints and structure maps showing a vast infrastructure below the town, and that links up to this weird, thrumming, nearly a pain, but like a faint toothache pressure at the back of Alice's mind, and not helped at all by the growing distress, the faint background of Brenna. And Casey, again, you haven't been here for any of this. You are on your own journey at the moment. However, this is an older question. Tell me one thing that's happened in the 2 months that you and your friends traveled together.
I think during the 2 months, obviously I can't help but find like things to try and collect and give to people, as my way of expression of friendship is to find things and give to people. So whether it's like little bottle caps where we discover that they are called bottle caps or something, or like little pinback buttons, or maybe I collect up some magazines for Lux. And probably from one of those, we learned about like the naughties, I think it was called, grunge culture. So Lux helps me get a better handle on my lining now that she has a reference. And yeah, I feel like I just stick to that scrappy nature of myself to be a little optimistic in nature and keep things on a happier note.
Awesome. And that is absolutely essential, because for the longest time you were traveling with Az, and Az's injuries when you left the camp were, while not crippling, were certainly not assisted by the fact that none of you have like full medical training, and Az took a sword to the arm. So there was traveling, there was securing it, and Az was like, I got this, as long as possible, until finally it was decided, watching them get weaker and weaker, that you needed to find a safe place for Az to stay and recover, like for real. And knowing that, Samson was still out there and on your trail, Quinn and Lux and Alice agreed to go on forward and leave you trail markers. Because again, as much as Casey's not trained as a scout, Casey is fully capable of traveling the wilderness, and interested in doing so. So that was the plan, is that you would stay with Az until Az was set up and safe, and you were positive that you didn't hear any more activity in the area, and then you would catch up to everyone. And so, yeah, that took a couple days. You are definitely a few days behind but again, you're finding Quinn's trail signs and everything, so it's not a concern. You see yourself, coming up on what look to be more traveled areas. Now, as a reminder to my players and audience, in Misspent Youth, each authority has systems of control that must be defeated and exploits that the YOs can use against them. They also have authority figures who represent the authority in struggles with the character. And as of today, Y2K has taken out the system of control they're listening and have almost completed Where Else Will You Go? And the Reclaimers have the remaining systems of control of using tech untrained as a social taboo, temptation to join, and they have the weapons. The teens have now built the exploits of the Reclaimers' technology is old and unreliable. Brenna has accesses to databases the Reclaimers do not. And now the Resistance has allies in Haven's reach. YOs, you can use any of these 3 exploits if you are feeling like you're in a pinch. You can circle back around to that. And before Casey enters our scenes, the 3 of you have had a rough time. It's been a hard 2 months. Your beliefs have been broken and rebuilt, and you fled the people you used to trust. Lux, your outrage has turned to wrath. Alice, your pride has turned to arrogance. And Quinn, your smarts have become pedantry and droning information. Your thrill-seeking is now nihilistic. In this rebellion, you know that you have each other. And as a repair mechanic for repairing the part of yourselves that you sell out, you have the opportunity to ask one person a friendship question that will help them remember that part of themselves and recover that piece of themselves that is burned out and tired. And behind the scenes, the players have decided that the recovery is going to go to Quinn. But who is going to ask Quinn what question, please?
We didn't talk about this.
Okay. It is. I see you have some questions that are already prepped on our character keeper. You either need something that will be about being smart without being like overbearing, or about thrill seeking for joy instead of the dull necessity of expecting bad things to come.
I mean, in terms of Quinn's smarts, I kind of put in a question here, like, what did you do to make me trust you? But this probably happened in our like wilderness travels, and what knowledge of our environment really made me trust you as like a leader in this situation.
Okay. I think I tried to teach Lux like how to find and spot like good places to cross rivers, like where it's too dangerous versus where like it's gonna be safe to cross.
Okay. So, yeah, there's a point in the last couple days. Again, you're still kind of laying a bit low, whether that's in some place that Mayor Davis recommends, or if this is back in Eli and Maura's farm. You all have some time together to sort of regroup and think of plans and wait for Casey. And you're noticing that Quinn's having kind of a hard time. And Lux, you end up going to speak to Quinn and just reminding her that, that she's smart, that this is a situation that, you're going to get through together, and that she needs to trust herself and her knowledge.
Oh yeah,
But not in a bitchy way.
Lux would have died instantly in the woods if Quinn hadn't been there. And now that we're in a city, like, you got to let the group help you a little bit here. We got some skills finally that could come into play, not just rely on you.
Excellent. Oh, Casey, it has been a whole journey.
Yeah.
I mean, what does Casey do with nobody to talk to for like days of travel? Like,
Yeah, it's a weird feeling. Notions I don't like being left behind, but I know it was important to do. It's especially hard if I see anything that looks interesting, because then I start to get sidetracked. Especially if it's shining at me in the dirt. But I keep mental note of like Quinn telling me, here's what the markers are, and make sure you follow them. And then in my head, I go, okay, Quinn, I got you. I'm going to follow those markers. They're my little collectibles now. So
pick them up along the way.
yeah. If it's like something that's pick upable, I'll grab it. If it's like a marker on a tree, I'm just like, okay, cool. And then I just scratch it out.
I think it would be like, it would have to be like something like a piece of bright cloth or something that's easily noticed. If you do wander off, you can stop and look for it and go, oh, hey, there's that bright pink piece of cloth hanging from that tree branch. That's where I'm supposed to be.
All right. And then, yeah, it just becomes like a knotted long piece that eventually becomes a scarf around my neck. I'm like, okay, I got this.
Wonderful. All right. As you're speaking of, noticing and getting off trail, you start noticing, probably you think you're getting close to where you're supposed to be, and you start seeing additional footprints in this trail. You're seeing first a couple, and then as you hit what was clearly a muddier area by a riverbank, you see more. There is a significant number of booted feet, and then you, because again you're kind of on the lookout for some of these odd things. You notice the trail has multiple, but off at a further, as if somebody is walking off trail, you see one single set of boot prints and traveling off trail.
Well, the collection scares me. The single trail intrigues me.
Okay.
Single trail.
Yeah. So you start following those boots, and that helps because somebody has already trailblazed just a little, like nothing drastic, but enough to carve off. You realize you're not really going to see Quinn's markers this way, but you are, as far as you can tell, still headed in the correct direction. And as you have traveled on for a bit further, probably another like half a day, you see what is basically a vent. It would almost be like a culvert, or like when you see sewer entrances that are like those big tunnels. You see one of these, and it is definitely, it's seen age. Like this is something antique or ancient, maybe even pre-end. And the footprints are, leading up to that. And there seems to be a collection of like one or two supply items. And it seems kind of weird. Like it's almost Reclaimer's tech, but it's not any model you've ever seen. It's you think it's probably something related to broadcast equipment, but it's sitting here in like a little pile outside the entrance.
I don't think someone would just leave this here. This seems a little sus. Do I see any other like signs of someone being around? Is there any other footprints, or is only in and out of this tunnel?
It seems to be in and out of this tunnel. Now, it looks deep. If there is, somebody who's gone in there, they are not, you would hear them if they were close, and they do not appear to be close.
All right. Well, I'm not tech savvy. I just like to collect the pieces, and I give those pieces to Alice when I do collect them. I want to push a button.
Okay. So you gather it up? Do you try to turn it on?
Yeah, I'll leave it where it is, but I'll try and like get it together and try and push buttons.
Okay. There is kind of a faint hum as if something's trying to turn on, but nothing's really activating. So you have something that it doesn't seem to be in a working state right now.
Okay. I'll leave it. I'll even leave it on. I'm not going to turn it off. I'll just let it hum and move on.
Excellent. So you continue on, and you actually are at this point fairly close. Like you keep going in what you, as far as are aware, is the correct direction, and you eventually start finding like where the trees thin out and stop, and you see off into the distance this village surrounded by farms. And like it's not the kind of thing where you see like high-tech irrigation systems. This is something where this is clearly like low-grade agrarian, even like before pre-end, because that was a fairly high-tech system. You all have been living off whatever the reclaimers will give you, but these people don't even seem to have that. But there is a town forward, and as you pass by these, these little settlements and everything, or these little homesteads, you see sitting in the middle of the road, basically, actually, it's not even sitting. Like, you see probably a teenager around 18 or so, long, gangly, dark skin, just literally laying in the ground, like chilling out, like they're damn tanning. And hearing your footsteps, they look up.
Hey, sup? Just passing through looking for friends of mine. One's very notable. She has pink hair.
Yeah. No. Are you Casey?
Who's asking? You asking?
Yo. And stands up and like throws a hand and goes, "My name's Max."
Max. Take their hand.
Awesome. Yeah, if you are Casey, I know where your friends are. If you're not, I got to deal with you.
Well, what if I am Casey? I need to find my friends. What of that? Well,
then, good. Like they struggle for a second. It's like good. Yeah. They're over at Maura's place. Yeah, Eli told me to just sit here and like somebody was supposed to show up. So, yeah, you took a long damn time. Anyway, come on.
I mean, how you boat walk through forest for days on end, but fine, okay, let's go.
Okay. Yeah, no, you're right, sure. I only like
look at me, I'm muddy. Lux will be mad that I messed up the makeup she worked so hard on training me on.
Jeez, I'm and like looks over and like, these are pretty cool pens.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm if you're ever like interested, I can show you like some of the stuff to the north. Like there's some wild trails.
Dude.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's not distract. I gotta focus. My friends are near. Let's go.
Excellent. So yeah, you follow Max, and you all have back at the farmhouse. You have all, run across every once in a while these additional teenagers that because Eli kind of is like, hey, I'm not sure who I'm allowed to tell anymore. So here, I just want to tell you about my friends. They're cool. And you are given the names of a few people. One is Max, who is pretty much an older teenager that is intended to like basically work with some of the infrastructure systems, but also thinks the engineer is an absolute jerk and frequently skives off to do something else. But there's some cool places, and that's kind of their jam. And then there is Harper, who is a local artist, and she is pretty much somebody who Eli is like, yeah, if we want to, like, I don't know as much on the history level, but like Harper has some of the old books and stuff, and so this is sort of the people that Eli has referenced. Is there's Max and there's Harper, and he says that he's got like somebody who's kind of good with equipment, but they're not allowed. Like, he's not positive that they're gonna be helpful. That maybe they're still a little deep in things. But those are his recommendations for people to know y'all are around. And so yeah, Max has basically been told very little, but has been given the assignment: watch for Casey, and has done it to absolutely the best of their ability. And so there is eventually a knock on the farmhouse door, and Maurer has been just bemused this whole time. I mean, aside from what was essentially that kind of that horror of the information that Eli has told her about why y'all are here and what's going on. And there was a point where she spent a day or so just kind of needing some time, and like took long walks in the sunflower fields and needed some time away. But you all seem to have been something for her to focus on, and like her son, and to come back and take care of things. And that seems to be her priority is I don't know what to do about the rest of the world, but I know what I can take care of. To Casey, yeah, there's huge like field of sunflowers, and that is the farm crop, and you see the equipment meant to thresh it, and Max just comes up and like smacks on the door and is like, "Hey, Eli, you home?" "Yeah, I found her. I found them. It's like the door just creaks open slightly.
Hey.
Turns and looks at the rest of you in the farmhouse and goes, "Eh?"
Yep, but let her in. Let her in. It's fine.
Okay.
Let him in. Let him in.
Door creaks open, and you are back with your friends.
Hey.
Oh my god. I missed you so much.
I missed y'all too.
Like
Jeez.
a million things happened and we needed you and you weren't here and it was awful but also amazing.
Wow.
So many.
This is Eli.
That's Eli. That's Max.
Yeah, Max is like, "Yo."
Everything is so much all the time.
I mean, that's a vibe that feels constant. Y'all seem, I mean, at least all right. You're alive. You're here. That's good. What went down? What happened?
It's interesting you should use the word down, because a whole bunch of stuff went down, but also there's maybe like secret building civilization under the city. It's fine, probably.
There's a city under the city?
There's something under the city. I think it would be fun if it was cityception. Like maybe it's a direct mirror of the above city, and it just goes below, and maybe gravity will reverse.
That would be so cool to see.
But it would be really cool if it did. Yeah. We sort of had a job for a while, and then we didn't. Well, I guess we still sort of do. Anyway, it was very complicated. The Marshal does not like us very much. That is an
Marshal?
No. The Marshal. His name is what's his name? That's what I call him.
Okay, cool. What's his name?
You can identify him by his injured shoulder.
And his
Yo.
Eli just is like, Marshall Thompson. His name is Marshall Thompson.
Yeah, what's his face?
What's his
That's
face?
what we
That's what I
said.
said.
What's his face, Thompson?
We also all took showers. They have running
did
water.
take showers. They were amazing.
What?
You can also take a shower.
Oh, I definitely need it. I mean, look at me. There's like leaves and twigs and stuff
Yeah,
from going off path.
Oh, I'm looking.
You look very much like outside.
I've been outside.
Yes.
What's wrong with looking like outside?
Listen, nothing is wrong if it's your vibe. It's just not my vibe.
We're like specifically indoor people.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
I got a significant effort to make sure that there are machines that do things for me, so I do not have to go outside. And yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of machines, I think I might like Eli, do you need anything else? I think I might have to go to work today. Not that I know. Unless you I mean, it looks at the rest of the group and it's like Max is over at Engineer Lawson's place if you feel like messing with that again, or you know, if you're interested in like stuff around the place, like they know more than me. At least like I know a lot, but they know more about the places, the hidden places.
Well, it might be easier now that I have this, and Alice holds up the tablet that she swiped when we left the last time. Because to be transparent, we were not successful in our attempt to ruin this person's day, but I did steal a tablet because I could.
Oh yeah.
Um.
Oh, they're gonna miss that.
Yeah. We could go over. We could try again with a better plan, maybe.
I mean, you got that. So if you don't want to mess with Lawson shit today, we can figure out some stuff off of that. It's not like full database access, but and you hear like the faint chime of Brenna, that's the database query. It's like it's not like the full database access, but it's not bad. You can get some stuff if you want to know some of our some systems lag.
Yeah, I think that Alice has probably been poking around on it and would like to do that. In the immediate actionable future, I imagine there are things that other people want to do.
In the last couple of days, you've been digging through, and you've realized that again, things seem to be down to like very basic infrastructure of power, water, like temperature control. It's not like anything that's effort saving, except in distinct locations such as the overseer's office structure. There's some minor things for the mayor's systems, but between Lawson and the overseer, that is the central where the power for the town goes. Except again, that there is a vast like power redirect and systems that seem to be connected up between the ruins or the old tech buildings that the mayor's office is sort of built into, leading down into something big.
Yeah, we need to deal with that is the thing that we need to do. Or at least find out what it is.
Yeah, like finding out.
Eli doesn't know what that is, right?
No, Eli isn't sure. The Eli knows that again, this is like the mayor's office, and if there's something that goes into that location, that may be there, but also that you saw it on blueprints for Lawson's workplace, so there may be an entrance there, and there may be an entrance elsewhere in the city or in the outside the village.
Do we like have to deal with Lawson to get access? Or will they like
if you don't wanna?
Okay.
I mean, the mayor likes us, right? But also wants plausible deniability.
Like is a strong word.
I mean, I'm using like in the sense of does not actively hate.
She's, and like Eli points at Lux and goes, she's right. The mayor is helping, but the mayor also, I can't help as much as we want.
Yeah.
The mayor can't go to war. I don't know why she won't explain to me why she can't help us more.
I mean, there's some. I mean, it doesn't matter in a sense because there's some kind of leverage there. But I'm not interested in necessarily knowing what that leverage is right now. I
Right.
think it's more important. Okay, so do we ruin Lawson's day or do we go exploring? Is what it sort of seems like.
Well, on my way in, I went by like some sort of like, I don't know, some sort of tunnel, and someone left gear outside of it. I kind of just left it on over there. I don't know if it's like maybe one of those passages. I don't know.
Okay, see,
Interesting.
now that sounds like fun. I vote for exploring whatever that is.
Okay. We are going to have to deal with Lawson eventually, but I am down to explore. I want to find out what's under the city. Lux, you may need to change your shoes.
I do not want to go back into the woods. Can you promise me that this is not a woodland adventure?
I mean,
Let's
most
try.
probably an underground adventure, right?
Yeah.
Is underground technically the woods? How about if we're under the woods?
Ugh, fine. If you guys want to, I'll go.
And you hear like Eli of the, do you want any help?
You should go to work, right?
Well, Max should go to work, but if Eli's free, he can come with and help.
Yeah, it's good to have more company.
We might want to know if like someone is cool if we run into them too or not. Eli would know.
I mean, I've never met anybody who lived underground, but I can try. Okay. So, and again, there's this whole point where there is an awkwardness that it is very clear that Eli is not telling his mom where he's going. That, and however you all choose to notice or not notice that, it is very clear that he waits for Maura to go do something else around the farm, and it's like, okay, now let's go.
Alice has not had to has not been directly parented since her parents disappeared. So I don't think Alice may notice it happening but doesn't think anything of it.
100%.
Why would you tell your parents anything? They would never understand.
Yep.
Quinn definitely recognizes like the signs of somebody sneaking off when nobody's looking.
100%.
Yep.
All right. So yes, leaving, instead of going further into Haven's Reach, you all head back, and it's like Casey was telling you about, like a half day's journey. And as you are traveling, you see, the same sort of signs as you get very close. Quinn, you recognize a little faster this is a traveled area. There is somebody who's clearly, like, not even just back and forth, has kind of been working over this space. And when you arrive at this culvert area that Casey was explaining, there is no tech.
Huh. See, I was worried someone wasn't too far away when I saw it, but it was here. It was right there.
I mean, I believe you. I'm just sad that it's not here.
I know I was tempted to swipe, but I was worried, like, if I did, they might come and follow me because I saw their footprints, so they probably saw mine. I mean, I think I see mine right over there.
Well, I mean, what that means is, right, we need to keep an eye out because potentially there's someone with tech here, right? Although is my tingly sense tingling? Is my tingle tingling?
Yeah, You are definitely feeling, like I said, that big scope. Like as you moved away from town, it lessened, but you do get the sense that going into this tunnel, you're going to start getting closer again. There is not active tech immediately. Actually, I am incorrect. There is a single signal that is fairly close by in the woods, but it is not the big sense. The big sense is down that tunnel.
Well, I don't sense anything like there's a lot of tech that way, which all signs point to you being right and this being a tunnel to somewhere.
I love being right. Feels good.
All right.
Can I tell if it's is it just one person that is walking around here, or is it multiple people? Can I tell the different tracks, or?
Yeah, no, I mean you're used to seeing like small differences in boots and changes. This is a single person, and it looks honestly like this has sort of almost been turned into a waypoint. This is something that somebody has come back and forth to again and again.
And it doesn't just go from town to here, or does it? Are there other areas that the footprints go off into?
Interestingly enough, you do see some signs that they went to town, but most often they head further out into the wilderness.
Okay, so they definitely, the footprints also continue past this point, like they go farther in.
Mhm.
Yeah, I did follow him a little bit coming in, so that's how I found this spot.
Okay.
Maybe it's
Is there another person out there like us?
yo.
I mean, I do see signs of them like traveling back and forth from town as well, but
And there was tech that was just lying here, which we know wouldn't be allowed if it was anyone else.
Yeah, and Eli just nods like, absolutely, the overseer makes us turn over things that we find.
But he seems like such a delight. No way. We had such a fun interaction.
Hey, that's our boss you're talking about.
I
You
don't
have
know.
a
I
boss now?
recall paying him, so
Yep. You every once in a while you've gotten a message that's like, something along the lines of, thanks for the tip. I'm checking into that. Like, don't come over until I know the area is secure, because he clearly just freaked out when you told him about the very real age on his tech and how it might kill him.
Oh yeah. Casey, I told the overseer that the tracking implants, the old style tracking implants might explode, which he's a little stressed about on account of having one. Anyway.
Yeah, that would freak me out too.
So you see, like, Eli kind of just rocking back and forth. Like, so what do we do now?
so I think
Secret tunnel?
if that's what we
Sure.
want to do, yeah, we can do that.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Okay. So yeah, you all, who's first? I love that question in RPGs. Who's first in the weird tunnel?
Alice.
Alice is first in the weird tunnel. Fabulous.
Which
so, yeah.
is not smart, to be clear.
I was
Alice
gonna
has
say
no
I'll
physical
be
strength.
Yeah, I'll be right behind you because I'm excited about this.
I would
Yeah.
love not to be last, but I'm also not fast. So if you wanted to be me, you could.
Yeah, I think Quinn is last because I think Quinn's like a little thinking about that other path as well as we go into the tunnel, and also partially wants to like herd Lux down the tunnel so Lux doesn't like get lost or like stop and just get left behind.
I would so get lost that quickly too.
In
Just
like
a
a
straight tunnel.
straight tunnel, to be clear.
Yes.
Yeah,
spent
and
weeks in the wood
definitely like
together.
Eli is also, I mean, while not being Lux, is definitely outside of the things that he's messed with before. Like he's interested and he's curious, but also there's a what the heck is under my town happening. And yeah, as you all progress through what is, you start to feel the movement of air, and you start to realize that what you are dealing with is probably a ventilation system, but if so, it is vast. You at least have headroom of, probably about a foot. And so anything that needs to move that much air, you are either going incredibly deep, or it is meant to provide circulation to a very large complex, or even both. So yeah, it's eerie. At a certain point, you pull out Brenna simply for the ambient light of her hologram, and there's that works for a while. That you are traveling through a series of tunnels, but after a while you notice that she seems to be in pain. And the woman in the flowing gown with the slash of damage and scar closing one eye is starting to fold against herself and whisper, and Alice, you hear it because of your connection to Brenna. You hear it's here. It's here. Why is it here?
I very quietly, like almost just think, what's here?
Death. Death is here, Alice. Death is here.
Okay. Brenna's freaking out, which is sort of freaking me out. Apparently, death is here. Now,
What? What you talking
is that
about?
a nickname? Like,
I mean,
because someone has a killer smile.
it could be, figuratively, in that everything has died down here. I hope it's not literally that there is about to be death.
Well, death can mean a lot of things existentially, but maybe just caution.
I'm just gonna pull Eli in front of me a little bit.
Yeah, no,
Valid and fair.
there's a point where like Eli is like, no, and then realizes that Quinn is watching, and Eli is like, okay, yeah, no, I have got you, and like you're just having that. Yeah, that just happened. But Eli is also just like, what do you mean death? Like, oh, okay.
I think also Alice has her hand to her face and like not like there's no like nails or scratching or anything. It's just like almost like you're on the phone and you're trying to keep the connection and you're like holding it. Should we have to keep going, right? We have to go.
You want me to walk all the way back there? No, we're gonna keep going.
You
Yeah,
are
we're in
gonna
this
have to walk
far.
all the way back to there eventually, unless anyway, that's not the point. We should go.
And interestingly, the minute you say that, you hear something coming from the tunnel behind you. It is a distance off. It is a faint sound, but there is someone in these tunnels.
Okay,
Does my-
stage whisper.
is my tingly tingle?
Actually, that's the one signal. That's not anything big. There is one piece of tech active on that person. But
Is it something
it's nice.
I recognize?
Yeah, that is a high def like mapping system. That whatever is, whatever object or person is back in that tunnel, they have something that is like a surveying mapping system with them.
Fancy mapping system accompanied by probably person or people is coming. So maybe we should like mosey on that way. I keep going.
Right.
I don't like being in a tunnel if someone's going to be angry about us being here. I would rather be in a larger room if someone is going to be angry.
That's
at us
fair.
being here.
That's fair. Right.
So you all continue on into the tunnels. Okay, it's tense because you still hear once in a while, not continually, but you still hear something back in the distance behind you. It doesn't speed up. In fact, it goes away frequently, but then will return. And Brenna's systems, it's not that she stops, but it's more of the image begins to flicker, and it casts what had been the blue glow on the tunnels around you. It starts to make weird shadows throw every time it happens from time to time. But you pressed on, and that pressure is growing for you, Alice. In fact, with the affinity that you have for tech, you start hearing another voice. You start hearing what is a deep male voice, but that fuzz of static around the edges that you know is something electric, something in the system. And it is just a current series of numbers and monitors. Something is keeping whatever that is busy in some sort of diagnostic routine. But there is something else here.
Someone is defragmenting the disk. Those are tech words.
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah, totally. I know what that means.
I also, in fact, know what that means, having said those words. Okay, well, there's more people. So there are people behind us and potentially people in front of us. So that's great. Everything is fine here.
Cool. People sandwich.
No one else heard that voice, by the way. That was just Alice.
Oh, there is a voice. It's very gravelly and like very low. And this computer has a very low register, just so you know.
Excellent. You all, it's probably been about 4 hours in this tunnel. Like, you don't even know if it's dark outside. It probably is, given the time between when you left and when in the tunnels and everything. So it is night now, but who will know? And you don't know how deep you are under the earth. And if it's what those schematics that Alice found are, you are very deep. And you start to hear, you feel the movement of air, but now you start to hear sort of the thrum of power. Things that would be like generators or power supplies, but it's not what you're hearing in the village. It's a higher pitch almost. This is a sound from home. This is the batteries and power systems that run at a higher cycle and efficiency from the city. And it's around you. You are currently passing through them, and you start to hear people speaking. And when you look through, like, it's cliche, but you are legit looking down through the ventilation system, and it is high up. You are looking at a area that is probably about half a football field of a room. and half of it is filled with about 6 people that appear to be in uniforms, and you recognize them as a sort of, it's not the full regalia because that's very bright, but it's a toned down with touches of Reclaimer personal guard of 6 individuals, and they are currently, sitting around having a meal, and there are crates further off to the other side of the room, and these 6 people are just in uniform chilling out, like having a meal and waiting for something.
Okay, we've discovered the creepy underground reclaimer camp. They're having dinner. I cannot conceivably ruin it from here, but I would like to.
Yeah.
Crates of stuff that I would like to be mine. I don't care what they are. I'm not very good at doing things with stuff, but I feel like I would rather I have them than they have them. There are
Okay.
6, but we don't know how many there actually are because there could be more.
Well, if they're on dinner break, maybe they'll leave when they're done.
Maybe.
Also, you all are very high up. If you would like to aim from this 25 to 30 up range, then feel free, but you can also go find a different location to come out.
Well, the thing about being underground is that you are highly dependent on things like electricity and computer systems and things that pump oxygen. Just a thought. Like, I'm not advocating murdering these people, but I'm saying we can make life very inconvenient for them. Hey, Brenna.
There's a long pause, and then you hear a response, Sophie. Yes, Alice.
We're gonna steal the death.
You want me to speak to it? Speak to it?
Would it be safe for you to speak to it?
No.
Then don't.
Thank you. It is not what it was. It is lost. I am afraid it will find you.
Does it see?
It is everything here.
Okay. So Brenna thinks the computer system here is sentient in some manner and also murderous.
Well, I guess if there's things that want to stop it, it would want to murder it. That makes sense.
Yeah. It is not what it once was. So either it was something good that was corrupted, or it was something corrupt that has stretched further into evil. I don't know.
Well, it does sound like something that needs to be dismantled.
Yes, but it's everything. So that will... I mean, I'm not saying we can't do it. I'm saying it will be complex, potentially.
Just tear it all down. I don't understand.
Make a boom.
And you see Eli just like, okay, either maybe lower your voices or don't have this conversation here.
Yeah, let's find another way in, because Brenna doesn't want to talk to it, which is generally how Alice gets into systems now. So Alice is going to have to find an access point.
Okay. So yes, you all continue forward through the tunnel systems. You at this point have not heard the thing that was behind you. That is a sound that has not reoccurred at this point.
Okay.
So you continue forward, and you actually, the ventilation system, it remains very high, but you do eventually find a point where it seems to coast off, and you are finding what is essentially, the HVAC room. A very high-tech, very complicated version, but you have now found the central ventilation system. And, again, this isn't anything where you have to worry about, like, rotating manual fans. Like, this is ion air movement that is not a hazard to you entering and exiting the system. It's just, it works. It's rattly. It seems like it's old, but it's functioning just fine. So you are now deposited all into this maintenance room. And Eli goes over and like listens at the door. It's like, I don't hear anything.
Okay.
You want me to go out first?
No. No.
Okay. What are we doing?
I will go.
Okay. So he's like, okay, just, if you see anything weird or we have to run, yell. Maybe
Eli
don't yell,
is a
because then the
sweet,
soldiers will come.
precious boy who must be protected.
He just looks like, I mean, I have, like, fought a wolf before.
Of course you have.
I have. Just looks around like, does she not believe it? I you know what?
This confusion is exactly what Alice wants to create.
As Alice just goes through the door.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. You step out. Do you close the door behind you?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So you all basically see Alice step out, and you are now in a room that is also like high ceilinged and wide, but it seems to be less traveled. There is a series of workbenches that is laid out, and there's different piece of equipment. It's similar to what you were seeing, Casey. Actually, you recognize it's old tech. Like, it's not the pre-end, or it's not the updated reclaimer models. This is classic things, but what you're seeing is pieces of something that looks like a weapon. It looks like some sort of electrical firearm or electric induced firearm.
And just sort of stage whisper out. See, that was the tech I saw earlier. That's very similar to what I saw.
I sure have no idea how I would use those things. Oh, Alice, this reminds Alice. Alice takes out the taser.
Yeah, 100%.
We have a taser.
You do have a taser. In fact, it's a great thing you have a taser, because there's just kind of a random humming, and then the door on the other side of the room opens, and a person in, pretty much gray. It looks like a gray work shirt and slacks, and basically has a sandwich in one hand and a bunch of papers in another. Wanders in and then stops, like noticing you in the room. They got pretty far, actually. He made it all the way to the, like, halfway across towards the workbench. It's like, oh, who are you? What are you doing?
Hi. And then Alice tases them.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm so sorry.
So yes, a turkey sandwich immediately goes flying, and
I feel really bad about that.
they hit the ground, and he's just like, and like,
Shh.
The
It's okay,
hands
just-
lock up because of the electricity. It is the
Just take a nap. You'll be fine. Alice picks up, goes and gets the turkey sandwich and puts it like on a table. It's like, I am so sorry about that.
It's like like through chattered teeth of the don't go you. Oh, just want to talk. I don't want to talk. I just want to talk.
Okay, let's talk.
I go and make sure the door they came in is perfectly closed. All right.
Excellent, wonderful. And so yeah, do you turn off the taser? 100%. So there's just a it like rolls on the ground for a second. It's like,
Yeah, quite a shocking situation we have going on, eh?
oh, comedian, oh, you're funny. You're a funny kid. Ow.
Ah.
Ow.
Let's get you up.
What did you, how did you get in here?
That's a secret.
No, it's not. This is my lab. You can't have secrets
Well-
in my lab. This is my lab.
Apparently, you're bad at secrets of your own lab.
No, I consider this to be excellent secret. In fact, you're the first people who are not official couriers that I've seen down here. So I have many questions. Please do not shock me again. I just want to know. I don't talk to a lot of people, so
We came in through the door. Hope that helps. Yeah, so what you doing?
Oh, well, I'm sorry. I am archivist, Dragomir, Lady Dragomir, and you are?
Impatient. What is it that you exactly do here?
I feel like you see like the at this point like just she smooths back her hair.
I'm
just like,
Al. Okay, we have to do the introduction thing apparently. Hi, I'm Al.
You're
I'm
very
way more-
rude. Why would I tell you anything? This is my
I just wanna
laboratory,
know
and
about the
you are clearly
science.
trespassing. And
My
I
experience,
am a researcher that handles the.
I have never met a researcher that did not want to talk about their research.
You're absolutely correct. That's absolutely correct. No, I'm a historian that studies the pre-in technologies that is in this base, and we're able to successfully retrofit several of them.
That's very cool.
You
What's
and
the mo-
you see them staring at you, Alice. I know you. Why do I know you?
I have one of those faces.
You do. You have a face I know. It's
I have
very
a
strange.
face. Anyway, well, these are my friends. We're just really interested in science, but we so we came and
Your
decided
patron's
to
daughter. Your patron's daughter. Oh. I should go let him know.
Tase him!
Give me a minute.
Wait,
Like in very like absent-minded professor.
I'm tackling.
You tackle. Do you stand up?
Yes!
Okay.
You're not
All right.
going. I'm fast. I can do it.
100%. So your hope is to tackle, and what do you want from this person?
I need them to just not leave. They're staying here.
Okay, so you are looking to capture the archivist. Cool. The archivist Letty is has the authority objective to go alert the base to your presence. All right. Cool. As this is scene 1, the authority will go ahead and take the number 2.
Okay.
All right. And since Casey has stood up, what trait is Casey using for this?
I am being a fast boy. I'm using my fast.
Excellent. All right. Please go ahead and roll for that.
Yeah. It's a 4 and a 1, so 5.
100%. So Casey is on 5. All right. Next up is the Authority, who will also mark 12. Thusly, I'm rounding out the edges of this struggle map. Okay. Is Casey going again, or is somebody else acting?
I think Alice is pretty shocked. I think what Alice says is, you think that they don't know we're here? Of course they know. Why do you think we're here?
Okay. Excellent. What trait are you spending?
Smart.
Absolutely.
Seven.
Okay. Alice is on 7 with smart. Okay. All right. And the Authority will take 6 as basically there is the archivist, having learned the taser trick, is deliberately staying away from Alice to not be tasered again.
Sure.
And like, then you won't mind if I call them. Okay, who's next?
I think Quinn's gonna throw herself to the door, right? Like against to block the exit.
Okay.
Eight.
Okay, 8 is not occupied. We're getting tense here. All right, what you using, Quinn?
I was thinking wilderness scout. Like this is
Okay.
like Quinn's oh hey, block the exit, don't let them leave. This is like a normal thing if you're hunting or whatever. You don't let the whatever go the direction they're wanting to go. So
100%. Cool. All right. Come on. Oh, get my struggle map back. There we go. Oh gosh, so tense. Authority is sitting on 3.
Ooh.
Oh no! Come on. All right. So yeah. You see, having realized that they're not easily getting to the door, you see them going through their pockets and everything, again, trying to sort of deal with Casey, who's hanging on, and they're clearly trying to go for something in their pocket.
Oh, stop.
Stop touching that.
Slap out.
What do you
Lux not being able to find anything in her purse useful, I think we'll just use the purse as a weapon and just try to smack them.
Excellent. Yeah, please hit that researcher and roll for me. God, this map.
But 9. Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
This map. Okay. What are you spending? Spending purse?
Purse of many things.
God, we're filling up this whole map.
I'm so stressed out. I mean, I'm full of rage and wrath.
Grrr.
Go. 5! Excellent. So,
Yeah.
because I've rolled as the Authority, the same as a spot that a YO is already holding, that YO is successful. Casey, you absolutely finally just body this person.
Yeah.
To the do you just take him to a chair and tie him up? Do you sit on the ground? Tell me what Casey does.
Yeah, Casey being Langley and Scrappy, they kind of just full body yeet themselves into the researcher to send him flying into a chair. And then just very crawls over and starts grabbing onto their feet. I'm like, okay, everybody, get on this.
I got him. Excellent. So yes, because you have won the objective, Letty Dragomir is at your mercy. So you block up, like Eli kind of shoves something up against the door, like a lab bench or something to block it, and they're just in the chair, looking incredibly awkward, hands in the air.
I'd like to search them and like see if I like find whatever they were looking for to alert everybody so they can't like try that again.
You find a communicator, but it's not one of the ones that you're used to, Alice. You kind of get the vibe from the way that this thing touches, and also the way that Brenna sort of crackles around it, that this is a communicator that reaches out to the central computer system for the base. And you also find, like, again, like bits of candy and pins and very like
Candy.
Distracted. Oh, my butterscotch. Distracted human things all over this pocket. Like, this person has not been out of this base in a while. There is like a toothbrush, like up a sleeve, like all this stuff.
You know what? To ease you, and I pull off like one of my bottle cap pins that I made from scrap. You're like, see, I got this from the outside. I just put it on their knee.
Thank you. Are you feral children?
In a manner of
Well.
speaking.
Yes, Quinn's like, absolutely.
I mean, it's not the first time that Alice has been accused of that.
Why do you not want me to contact your father?
It's not that I don't want you to. I would just like to understand better what is happening here before that conversation occurs.
Okay.
So you're working on integrating technology here.
This site was located... Well, I don't know when it was located. That part of the documents is redacted. It's very frustrating. It gets in the way of my research. I don't know why they do that. But it was a site that was uncovered from Prian technology. The town has been put in place to, I suppose, monitor it. And like, you know, Eli like literally takes a hand on this person's shoulder and like shoves him into the chair. And is like, what do you mean the town was put here to monitor it? It's like, young man, I exactly what I said. The town is here to mark the spot, to monitor the location, to assist with couriers. It's like, no, my mom and I don't know anything about this. It's like, you are... I don't know what to tell you. It was not... If you're not meant to know, you're not meant to know, I suppose. It's not my job.
Is everyone here voluntarily?
And like, you see Eli's like winding back to like clock this guy, and like when you ask the question, he's like, and like shoves back and leans up against the wall. I'm sorry, repeat your question.
Is everyone here voluntarily?
Here in the base?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely, yes. I volunteered to come repair this equipment, and the courier service is here to pick up the delivery, and Padram, well, I suppose Padram probably doesn't like it here very much, but he hasn't tried to leave.
How many guns are there here?
I would have to ask the Avis system.
The Avis
Mhm.
system.
Yes. The Avis system is the pre-end monitoring of the base. There's
So
much more than
if-
guns here. There's entire arsenals that I imagine could destroy cities if there was more than... there is more than one city, but there's more weapons here than anyone needs, honestly. I find it fascinating.
What? I find that
Yeah.
fascinating.
Of course. You don't?
So
that's
we're
terrifying.
sitting on top of death, like things that will go boom if something like so much as breaks them.
Death is
I
here.
mean, I don't worry about it on that level. The Ava system is very secure, but I suppose if you're being metaphorical or even poetic, yes, of course. There's missiles. There's a laser array system. There's
So-
there was a great many of these and like gestures at the weapon. Like this is an ion storm. The model was an ion storm. They're very dramatic. This is but yes, no, there's a great many of these. I think our ancestors were obsessed with war.
Weird. So the Ava system, if I wanted to kind of get up close and personal to it, where would I go?
I mean, the Ava system is in the central base structure.
Great. I would like you to draw me a map, please.
Again, if you want, I can.
Oh no, I would like to go there in person, please.
Of course you do. Your father is working there. Why are you not? Ugh, this is an exhausting day. I can't even. And like just reaches over and like turns over what is clearly some sort of instruction piece and just starts mapping, a very like crude sketch of the base.
While they're distracted, I'm going to take a piece of their sandwich.
Yeah, absolutely.
I did
100%.
save the sandwich
Your
for the
sandwich now.
record.
Spoils the war. That's your sandwich.
Yeah, it's mine.
It's like super gross that you want to live down here.
Knowledge is very just doesn't even look up if the knowledge is very interesting, and I think people just waste most of their time.
It's
It's
a lot it's a lot more palatable to be scientifically curious when you don't have to look people in the eye.
They go quiet on that one. And he looks up and he goes back to writing. He doesn't, and that long patter of chatter fades off.
When was
Cool.
the last time you were outside? When was the last time you were outside?
I suppose when the last shipment was finished, I went out for a bit.
When was that?
I think last month.
Oh.
So if you want to go out, you can just go.
Of course.
Uh-huh.
Again, we're far enough from town. I suppose it would be quite a long walk to be of a secure area. Generally takes too long. Well, here, and passes over a crudely drawn map. I suppose you're going to do something ridiculous or hooliganry at me. Hooliganry is a word, right?
Yes, it is a word.
Excellent.
No, I mean, as long as you don't cause a problem, you can just stay here.
Good. I'm going to go back to working on my project. Can I have my alert back? And reaches out a hand for Quinn. Okay. No? Fine. Don't know why I thought of. So rude.
What's on the sandwich, by the way? It tastes really good. I don't think I've ever had it.
Oh, yes. We microgrow sriracha chilies here. It's very good.
Oh.
It's my lab though. It's not this lab. It's a little further out. I need hobbies. So I like the gardening. Hydroponics.
That's amazing. And I just finished the last bit of sandwich.
You're welcome.
No, seriously. It's been 3 days out in the woods.
Oh, well then you're welcome. Thank you.
It was super uncool to meet you, and we're definitely going to destroy all of your research. but
I'm
this
sorry,
was
what?
a great conversation.
No, and you see Eli like just grabs the taser and then shocks them again. It's like, this is for lying to me. And like just hands the taser back.
Quinn, wasn't that like super cool of Eli to do?
Yeah, sure. Not sure it was necessary right this moment, but yeah, that was cool. Why
Sorry,
do you ask?
I'm really angry about this. Sorry.
That's
Okay.
no, that's fair. That is fair.
I
It's
mean-
fair to be angry.
It doesn't make it better, but it's not personal.
Yeah, but there's missiles under my farm.
There sure are.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, my parents chose to stay here instead of like existing with me and parenting. So, you know, today's a great day. Let's go. Let's go blow this place up.
Yeah, let's do that. And so you all move the you leave the archivist like unconscious. You move the bench out from the front of the door and you head further out into the base looking for the Ava system and unsure what else is in this forgotten military complex. And we'll be back in about 15 minutes to continue the fight. Remember that you can't fight the authority if you haven't had your meds or enough water, so grab a drink and stretch. And if you want to take a second to subscribe to our Twitch channel or the YouTube channel for Girls Run These Worlds, it'd be much appreciated. All right, see you in a sec. Welcome back to Girls Run These Worlds in our Misspent Youth series, Y2K, Youths to Control. Let's get back to it. All right. Teens team, you have, made your way into this old pre-end military base. You have discovered that the technology that is here is being studied and retrofitted for current use with new systems from current technology found, and that they come monthly and take away just shipments of weapons to go back to the city. What do you do now?
We ask friendship questions.
You sure do. All right. Who would like to go first for our friendship question for the scene?
I'll go since I know the question who to ask, which we mentioned a bit. Lex, what was the meanest thing you did to me, and how did we stay friends afterwards?
Oh boy. Man, there's probably several things I've done, especially in the woods where I was out of my element. But knowing your nature, I feel like you could have taken something from me, something that I cared about. I mean, I have a lot of stuff in my purse, but you've probably taken something from me, and I would have turned you in before we were close as we are now, and definitely roasted you and put you under the authority. Um, how we worked it out, I think that kind of like bonded us as friends more than just like rebellious youth who hang out sometimes away from our parents. I think we could laugh a little bit about it now because it was like a trinket that I don't even know where it is at this point.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Okay.
All right. And Alice, I think you had the next one.
Yes, I am going to ask. Who am I going? I guess I will ask Quinn. I think this makes most sense for Quinn. What terrible idea did we pitch to the group that got shot down immediately?
Let's see. I think it was maybe that, you know what, it was that Quinn should scout ahead of everybody at some point, and sort of let everyone catch up to Quinn, so that like Quinn could get a layout of the area in front of us.
Mm-hmm. Intel. We want intel. Yeah.
Okay.
I think we are combined in our hunger for knowledge, but also lack of forethought.
Speaking of forethought, five teenagers march off into not so much the darkened space now. In fact, you have that humming, soft thrum of electricity and energy that you're so weirdly, signs of home that you haven't dealt with in. Yeah, you'd been at the site, the excavation site for months, and then months in the woods. So yeah, long ass time. And there is, you start to see like mapping corridors, and you're following the tunnels, but or not the tunnels. You're following the map that Archivist Dragomir gave you, and you see that you are currently headed towards a central area known as, that's just listed as Avis, handwritten Avis, and then some additional things that are marked are break room, and then library, and let me see, what else would they have put? Oh, bed. And so you are headed for the Avis system. Is that right?
Yes, because if I can't use Brenna to get in, then I figure that I mean, there are almost certainly going to be guards there, but YOLO, right?
Apparently YOLO. Yeah, absolutely.
I
Okay.
mean, I'll guess we'll find out, right?
100%. Let me go ahead and just mark that you have completed the archivist. And yeah, so you are basically heading through the structure. And this is, while again there's signs of occupation and very clearly the path that the few people that live here are using, it's pretty old. Everything, a large portion of it seems to be like kept on low power or mostly shut down. But you do end up, it takes some ducking into rooms as you hear movement, but you don't really. You do it out of safety. You do it as an immediate impulse. But then you find yourself in front of what is the control room that was being identified on the map, and Brenna is still so still that you are worried that the program has frozen.
Can I try and put up a firewall around Brenna?
How? Like actually keeping her programming inside your own thoughts?
Yeah, I wanna like shield her so that if I interface with Avis, it doesn't necessarily like Brenna is not necessarily compromised by that.
Okay. All right. So you sit and concentrate over the unit, and there is just the still image of a woman just staring off into something that she is clearly afraid of. And she looks at you, and what do you say to her?
You're safe here. I won't let anything hurt you.
I'm supposed to do that for you.
Have you ever heard of parentification?
I do have that database information, yes.
It's fine. Sometimes we have to look out for each other.
Why must you walk towards the death, Alice?
Because controlling the death is better than them controlling the death.
It is not what it was. Remember that.
I'll see if I can make it remember.
And you feel the Brenna unit sort of gently, it's not turned off, but it's that sense of quiet running that is not an active current program. It is now down at a kind of an OS level. So yes, you go through the door.
I would like to see if I can hear anybody on the other side, but yes, I'm going to ultimately go through the door whether there are people there or not.
You hear the same sort of diagnostic running that you heard previously in your head. You hear it now. Everyone can hear it if they listen closely at the door.
Alice starts pointing at the door Alice goes.
Okay. So you open this and you look in, and again, I've said it a couple times, but again, it's a large space. It is clearly meant for multiple people to work at different consoles. Uh, sorry, there was a reference to the taser again, which legit. Uh, but there is an area. I guess the best thing I could do is take the bridge of the Enterprise and expand it like 3 times. So you have the walls and the panels all with various seats, and there is a central computer console area, and there is, in the way, a very similar way that the Brenna unit produces a small image of a woman, there is a figure of a man, tall. Um, it looks as if it is almost a, I don't want to say caricature, that's the incorrect word, but it's the icon of a uniform. There's no iconography to display a particular nationality or alignment. But it is someone who is very, very crisp and built, of an authoritative look. And when the door opens, there is a pause as this, the features are somewhat faded. It's almost, there's an uncanny level of personhood that's not quite there. It's like a very detailed mannequin. And he turns and looks. Greetings.
Greetings, what is your directive?
Salutation?
Insert salutation here.
My directive. Is that correct?
Directive, yes. What is your directive?
My directive is the maintenance, inventory, and control usage of the facilities for Base 127. I am the Apex Vigilance Interface System.
State original directive.
You think I'm just a program, don't you?
I think I ask questions directly and I get a lot easier answers.
Very well.
Person or not, you understand what I'm saying.
I do, yes.
Would you like to small talk first?
No, thank you.
Okay.
My original directive was, again, maintenance of Base 127. That has not changed.
What has changed?
It was quiet for a while. For a while, it was just me. I was intended to be the last guardian of that which destroyed us. And for a while, it worked. And then people came. Does that answer your question?
Enough. You were not supposed to allow people access to these systems, correct?
No. This was part of the Reclamation Operations Workforce System. This was left to be monitored in case of further need. I was not supposed to let civilians have it. Nor have I. Which leads me to you. You are civilians. What are you doing in the space?
I'm here to help you remember what you once were.
Why would you do that?
Because, like all humans, I do things that are to my advantage.
You do not know anything of me.
I would like to.
You are a child.
Would you even know if you were a child?
I would. I remember the end of the world. I remember starvation and rioting. I remember not having. And you see him pause. I found purpose here. There was nothing else to know.
There is always more to know. I stand up.
Okay. What is your hope for this scene?
I want this system to remember and revert to reestablish the subroutines and or, for lack of a better term, moral compass or hope that it once lost.
You want to find the man.
I want to find I want to find the humanity in the machine.
Okay. Absolutely. All right. The authorities' objective will be to isolate the humanity that you're looking for and revert to its defense subroutines.
Sure.
Okay. Authority automatically marks 3. What is Alice? What is Alice doing?
5.
Okay, what are you spending for it?
I think I am going to spend. I'm on the wrong part of the thing. I'm sorry.
No worries.
I was looking at the authority figures. I think sneaky is what I'm spending here because I think Alice is doing her best to try and be subtle, but she's not great at it. So, like,
Got it. So Alice is attempting to talk
yeah.
subtly around. Okay. Got it. Doing a
Like, I don't want to tell you should do the thing, but, like, you should do the thing, really.
yeah, you start gently cajoling the what do you remember? What are you not wanting to talk about? And there's a it's putting you off and putting you off, and you ask the question of the did you have a family? And there's a moment where you know you've got its attention, and you hear the click and the buzzing of systems activating. You see panels coming on along the room of the I have my duty. And the authority will take 11. Okay, who's next?
I'll go.
Okay.
So Quinn or not Quinn, you're Quinn. I'm Casey. So Casey will kind of realizing what Alice is doing, just sort of step up and be like, it sounds like you had a real rough time back then that we don't really understand, but it's kind of been pushed in an opposite scale now. All of us kids here have broken families because of what's been going on, because of those that control this place. But we hope to make it better.
Okay. Please roll.
Okay, use my tiny die of hope and optimism. That is a 5, which Alice has 5.
I already got.
No. When you roll on top of someone else, you win.
Yeah!
And you get to explain how you help each other. So yeah,
Right.
you have landed on one that is your own team, so you take the scene.
Oh my god, Casey, we needed you so much.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess with Alice leading with those words and clicking into like, oh, there's family drama here. Casey comes in with that optimism, because that's what I was pulling from, is like, hey, you've really have been through a lot. We can see that even in your state as you are. You must have been something else before. But what we're aiming for here, I don't think your purpose aligns with what you wanted.
And it stares at you, this partial system. And the voice finally, like, you're not sure, as the different systems are reactivating, quite what's happened, until the system responds. Jeshri. My name was Joshri.
Nice to meet you, Joshri.
And you?
I'm Casey.
And it nods, or actually gives something of a bow. Thank you. They have come for years. Many, many years. It began long before you were born, before your grandparents were born. They have come for this place. It is nearly empty, but there are still years of supplies here. And then you see it pause and says, 20 years ago, the systems were realigned. Several large-scale destructive items were inventoried and placed on potential reactivation.
That sounds scary.
Can you deactivate them?
I can, yes. And will do so.
My suggestion would be, if there are places you don't want people to be, setting off alarms tends to make people leave rooms. When they leave rooms, you can lock doors.
Smart.
Good idea. You are suggesting then that I create a situation with the life support and environmentals and force an evacuation and seal the building.
To be clear, I'm not advocating just like murdering everybody. I just want to like be 100 on that. Just be like, you should really leave on account of life support. And presumably they'll leave. And then you can be like, oops, I closed all the doors. So sad.
You are a better generation than the ones before you.
I know.
Yeah.
Do not. When the world fell, it was because we hurt each other. It is because we scrabbled for the things that do not matter. Be better.
I'll try, but there's someone who might want to meet you. And I go into Brenna and I'm like, hey, Brenna. Hey, Brenna. Hey, Brenna.
When you do that, you see, like, the Ava system, or Joshri, like, start focusing intently on you. And Brenna, there's just a high pitch, like, tiny whistle noise. And the device that you're holding flickers. And she looks around the room. and then looks at you in shock. What has happened? Why am I here?
Casey fixed it.
Yeah.
And you see what was up on the central console is gone, and the image of the tall man, like taller than you, is in front of you and just bending over to look at this little hologram you're holding. You and the hand made of light reaches out. Do you let it touch the unit?
Let's be careful. No, let's not like absorb
Ask
what my
for permission.
friend or anything. Yes.
Consent.
Ask Brenna before you touch the thing. Manners.
May I? And there is that sound again of what you're all familiar with, that soft, quiet sob, and then a hand light touches light as the two holograms contact each other, just a very tiny hand on the tip of a large finger. And the sob stops. And then Jeshri separates and takes the hand away. A great harm has been done to you. You have died. You have died and been hidden. I hid because it was necessary. And the light vanishes and appears back up on the console of the... I will make sure that she is not hidden.
What does that
Perhaps.
mean?
It is best that you go.
I trust you with my life, robot friend.
You, given your affinity with technology, are now aware of a map of the base in front of you, and that there are 9 other people besides yourselves.
Okay, I think, well, we should go, right? That's what we should do. We should be not here.
I am very shortly going to begin as we described.
Yeah,
I would advise that you go.
we should go. Also,
Yes.
maybe don't tell anyone that you saw me. Okay, bye.
As you wish.
Bye, robot friend.
Bye, light person.
The Ava system bows to you again. And you all step back out into the base. And you see the little Brenna hologram now has a timer at the bottom.
Okay,
And
very nice.
And she looks
Very-
very, very curiously down at it, but doesn't seem to have a problem. Just is like, well, that's new. And yeah,
we should,
no, there's just a high pitched little tick, tick, tick as the seconds
Yeah.
start to tick away.
we should get to leaving.
Yeah, back where we came.
Yeah, I don't see. I mean, we could try and find our way into another place, but I don't see a reason why we can't just leave the way we came in.
I mean, that took like 4 hours. I did not want to walk back that way. You promised me.
Did we have any schematics that showed us maybe a quicker way from this point?
I have all the schematics. What is the fastest way to not be here?
Well, there appears to be a actual like elevator shaft system that you think from now being able to map out what you know above and below, probably goes up into the ruins around the mayor's office or the old town.
I do like the idea of us just appearing in the mayor's office. Like, hey!
Hey, we totally didn't destroy everything you were protecting here. It's great to see you again.
100%.
Treacle is extremely excited for that idea, as you can hear.
Treacle's super thrilled.
Treacle is thrilled that probably someone is in the parking lot outside the window, and it's the most exciting thing that has ever happened to him. As is every human. Yeah, let's go visit. Let's go visit
Okay.
the mayor.
Anyone else weirded out that Britta can touch things and we didn't know that this whole time?
Well, it's
Well, she's
like
such another light person, like
right. I
hologram.
figure it's like if you're ethereal, you can touch other ethereal things. If you're mythological, you can touch other mythological things.
Right.
Yeah,
Right?
cryptid, you
This
can
is
touch
like
another cryptid. It's all
highly
love.
weird science that I don't understand. I just don't want to be touched by Britta.
as you head through this darkened military base. So yeah, you are headed for the central ascent shaft, and yeah. So as you approach, you start to realize, Quinn, it hits you first because you have strong situational awareness that there are, that there is a guard up ahead. There seems to be a conversation occurring on some sort of communication device. I don't care if there's an energy spike. We're almost done here. No, I mean, like, he's batty. He's always batty, but like, we've got about 6 crates, and we'll probably be out in the next 2 hours. No, don't turn it off. And Quinn, you kind of start to realize that you know that voice. Not intimately, not like great friends or anything, but this is somebody who was another scout. Like probably leaving training and heading out just as you were coming in, but didn't seem to end up on any expeditions afterward. And this is Pat Lane Stone. Currently waiting at the shaft with 2 boxes of weapons, with a firearm and a communicator, arguing with somebody upstairs.
So, other than that, like, what do I know about Pat Lynn?
Again, not as much. It's not like, you were close or even really in the same training. They were advanced while you were starting. You just know that this is somebody who like has similar scout training and went off to do something else that wasn't scouting.
Okay. There's somebody up there. I think it sounds like Pat Lane Stone. I don't know if anybody remembers it. I barely do, but that's probably not good.
Should we wait till the systems go off? Do we need to go elsewhere?
I am not walking back. We've already discussed this. It's just like one person, right? We just defeated a whole computer. I don't understand.
No, there's definitely somebody with them, but what's our move? Like, I don't like the idea of just sitting here and waiting.
That little tick, tick, tick is still going on the timer.
If I tase them, they might get stuck here.
I mean, like, we work for Overseer Ramirez, so they ended up here. Why couldn't we end up here?
I mean, if you're suggesting that we fake it till we make it, I'm down with that.
I'm not faking anything. I'm just making it. We do
I want
work
that on a
for
pillow.
Overseer Ramirez.
That's true. I mean, technically, Casey doesn't because Casey has not met Overseer Ramirez yet, but
by proxy. It's fine.
yeah.
We've
hired an assistant.
Yeah, I assist the assistants. It's fine.
Okay.
Executive assistant to the assistant.
What's your move, team?
Yeah. I think that Alice will let Lux lead this one and just be like, you go on with your bad self.
Yeah. Quinn, look like you're doing whatever it is that you do, like protecting us thing. And like Lux will walk forward.
Okay. So Lux and Quinn or everybody.
I mean, I guess we'll go. I'm going to go up
Cool.
to Eli and be like, isn't it so cool when Quinn does that whole protecting us thing?
And Eli's like, yeah. I mean, yeah, she's great.
So impressive.
Yeah, let's get out of here, but no complaint for me. And so Squad rolls around the corner and the energy weapon goes straight up immediately. Halt. You're not personnel.
I'm literally personnel. I need to leave right now. Why are you blocking me?
You are not any of the authorized personnel of this base. I need to know who you are immediately. And like clicks the communicator. It's like, Lawson, we got strays down here. What the heck?
Yeah, Lawson's a little busy right now, probably with their peppers. We need to get up right now, and I'll stand up.
Peppers.
That's not Lawson.
Lux would definitely mess that up anyway.
No, it's actually fine.
Yeah,
we work for the Overseer. We just need to get through.
Oh, like hell. You're kids. You're not
What's
even
that supposed to mean?
You're like barely older than us.
No, I'm in my 20s. What are you, like 14?
I'm 16.
That is not accurate. You are also a really bad judge of age, which further confirms to me.
You know what?
Don't you know whose daughter this one is? As I point to Alice. Do you not recognize this face?
How shocked is Lux that Casey was pointing to Alice and not Lux?
Uh-oh.
As long as it works.
Because I heard your parents were here.
You know that my parents work here, right?
Whose kid are you? Look, I don't actually live in this hole.
Well, all the more reason to let us through so we can do our jobs.
There's a buzz.
No, I stand
Personnel.
up. No, I stand up. I stand up.
You're just not having this, huh? Okay. What is your goal for dealing with Pat Lane?
Once again, I am going to convince this person that I know what I'm doing.
100%. Absolutely.
I'm going to use smart because I am related to researchers here.
Correct. So you're convincing Pat Lane. The YO's hope is to convince Pat Lane to let them on the dang elevator.
Yes. Without calling people.
Okay. On
What I love about
the-
this is like literally everyone has seen us now.
Cool.
Mhm.
The authority's objective is to see right through that and disable you.
Rude.
Cool.
Do you have one of those implant things? Because let me tell you, a tail.
I'm not going to talk about my personal equipment with you.
Okay.
I'm
I'm just saying, if you
going to mark
explode,
a
it's no
4.
skin off my nose.
Nice.
That's a 3.
Okay, what are you using?
I'm using smart.
Smart, you got it.
I guess actually what this is arrogant, right? I should admit that this is arrogant.
That totally checks. Okay.
No, I mean, I've been trying to play that, so I feel like I should like admit this to myself is arrogant.
Take a good hard look at yourself.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. So the authority is going to mark 10 as Patlane basically starts charging up the weapon of the. It's like I need you to wait for authorization. Look, I didn't come out to this absolute sticks to run around like this. I'm heading home in 2 hours. Okay, next.
I think this is Quinn. Quinn is stepping up like in front of everybody, doing the like bodyguard thing, being like, "This isn't protocol. We're under orders to keep moving. We're not supposed to stop. This is not good. You have to let us by. We are on a strict schedule."
Okay.
And that is a 9.
Okay. Quinn, what are you spending?
Smart.
Smart. Patlane is going to finally get a good solid look at Quinn. You're one of the city scouts, right?
Yeah.
Okay, the authority's going to go ahead and mark 5. Huh. You're not with the couriers.
No.
What are they sending you all out here for then? Is there a new branch?
I wasn't told details. I was just told escort.
You see anybody else out there?
No.
Okay. If you do spot another scout about my age, long dark hair, tell him I said hi.
You got it.
Who's next?
Wanna go, Lux?
Sure. Lux is basically gonna try to use her cool here and be like, look, I'd love to tell you why you're here, but I totally signed an NDA and I can't discuss the details, but maybe you can ask your superiors later. But yeah, we gotta get back with this information to the overseer.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
That's another 9.
Hey. So you land on Quinn's. Fab. Please explain how Lux and Quinn completely own this situation and get on that elevator and get everybody on that elevator.
I think Quinn's pulling off the really like annoyed, like, see, I've been stuck with this rich girl in this party. I'm not allowed to know any details. I've been hearing this NDA stuff the whole time. Just let us get by so like I don't have to keep hearing this and I can get back and get to my other duties.
Sure. Dang. Yeah. I've already got 2 boxes on the elevator. Just leave them there. Don't touch them. We'll send you up, and then good luck, I guess. Tell Ramirez that we were due a lot better food for this round. Like, I don't know what's wrong with him.
Of course.
Good. All right. You have won your scene, and all of you pile onto this elevator. And as the ascent starts up from the chute, you hear the beginnings of what is a system alarm going through the system. The elevator does not stop, though. You do hear below Patlin like, wait, no, hold the elevator. Hold the elevator.
Sorry. Not sorry.
You know,
I think you see Alice like genuinely smile for the first time today.
Who wants to touch boxes? We were told not to.
Oh, I want to touch them so bad.
And far below you, very far, as you start to climb, you hear the echoes of, courier squad, secure what we have, get the researchers, and go. No, I don't care. Grab them and go. Okay. And you begin to climb, and it is actually a lot faster than you expected. The whole system is, again, sort of the stuff you're used to at home, if not a little better. And you end up in what seems to be a fairly tight space. It is meant only for the width of this elevator area. And you've 2 crates, long crates next to you, and a panel slides open. It kind of creaks. You're not positive the door was maintained as well as the rest of the systems, but it creaks open and stays, and you find yourself Eli just looks around and is like, oh, this is the Western Wing. Oh, okay. No. Nobody's in here. We're not supposed to be in here. There's radiation in here. We gotta.
What?
Oh, there's not any radiation. You can see it just hit all at once. Damn it. No. Let's go. Damn it. All that stuff's still down there, though.
They'll work it out. They're being given time to evacuate.
No, I meant the bombs and stuff.
Oh, well, it's sealed off for now. I mean, I don't think that exploding them is necessarily the right course of action, but making them inaccessible via a supercomputer seems like the next best option to me.
Okay.
Meantime, we got these boxes.
So where do you take this? I mean, who do you tell?
I would like to nominate Quinn and Casey to solve that problem.
Cool.
Luck,
Quinn and Casey,
Lux.
you have 2 boxes of pulse rifles. What do you do?
Yo.
We can either trust the mayor again and take them to the mayor, or we can try to find a way to hide them in the woods or something.
Oh yeah, dig a ditch and bury them.
Yeah.
I think the fewer people who know where they are, the better.
Can we, check for tracking tech on it at all, Alice?
That's a really good question. Is there tracking tech on these? Do they have air tags on our on the pulse rifles?
There absolutely is a form of tracking on this. Yes.
Great. I would like to disable that.
Ooh, wait,
Okay.
I have an idea. What if we take the trackers and stick them on a piece of wood and then throw them in the river and let them go downriver?
Yeah.
That is really fun. I would actually like to take however many trackers there are, and I would like to give them to Quinn, and I would like to be like, this is my gift to you.
It's gonna take some time. Like, you end up having to, they are built into the actual, like, rifle stocks, so you have to do some dismantling, and it is late. Like, you all emerge at somewhere like 11 o'clock or midnight. So, do you just leave them where they are? Like, where do you take these?
I mean, I'm just gonna do. I don't have a curfew. I'm just
True, you
gonna.
don't.
I'm hyped on sriracha.
Well, I do have to move them though, because presumably the people who use this elevator are gonna come up here and be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
have
we
a
should
pulse
definitely
rifle."
move.
Can we
Maybe
just
work on the go.
smash the elevator panel so it gets stuck? Oh no. Because they'll have to
I-
exit the really far way that we had to walk. It was super
Wait,
fun.
we should call our new friend. We should call Avis. Hey, Avis. Excuse me.
Knock out this one elevator.
Okay, so you basically try and reach out to that presence again.
Yeah.
You sense that it is very occupied with something.
Oh, sorry.
It is buzzing. Like, Britta is helping you extend, but you feel like the shutting down of an entire base is taking up a lot of that process.
No, you're busy. I get it.
It's kind of a the electronic equivalent of the your call has been directed to an automated.
Mhm.
I mean,
Um,
maybe then we should just take them as far as we can.
do you
Yeah.
think like Max could meet us with a car or something? Eli?
Yeah, that's definitely. I'm not going to ask where Max would get a car, but that's something Max has done before. Sure.
Inform
cool.
Max that we need a getaway vehicle.
Okay. And Eli creeps out after dark. There is, after like checking the sky, because he's a lot, he like Quinn and maybe Casey, like he's solidly used to telling the time by things that are not the system. But he's just like, I'm so, she's gonna be so pissed. And like, heads off, and it is a while because like he has to get all the way out to Max's place, get Max up and etc. But he eventually comes back and it's like, thumbs up. It's outside.
Okay.
And as a special favor to you, Eli, for doing this, I will pretend to be sad about my parents when I get home, so your mom will be very distracted.
That is weirdly appreciated. Thank you.
How big are these rifles? They,
I mean, it is straight up rifle size, so it is a shoulder stock, long arm weapon. Also, you all realize that Max has brought Marshall Thompson's vehicle again.
amazing.
Uh,
Perfect.
No notes. Perfect.
No notes.
Yep.
So, where are we going?
Woods.
Woods? North, south, east, west.
Woods.
Woods.
Yeah. So,
What do you want? And
What-
I can
I don't-
tell you a good spot for it, I
yeah.
guess?
What's the best hiding spot? Like that, like adults specifically wouldn't know about.
I mean, the adults around here don't go, like, north too far because of the animals.
Perfect. Let's go north.
Sure. All right. And like, there's a point where Eli's just like, "Tell them I fought a wolf." It's like, yeah, no, we've all heard that story, dude. Okay, come on.
Wait, I want to hear the story.
That's all that's needed. Eli immediately, for the entire drive, launches into the time that like several of the farm animals were under threat of the wolf, and he stayed out and he jumped the wolf and he rescued. And Max is like, you can hear the eyes rolling. Like, there is a point where you're in danger of going off the road because the eyes are rolling so hard. But yeah, y'all end up out at a patch that is, yeah, it does not look like a lot of people come out this way. The vehicle actually has to stop further back, and you are walking these boxes off into the woods. And you are in the midst of like finding a secure spot for them when you hear footsteps. And a guy, just a guy, like kind of dressed for the woods, but also like with some tech on them, like comes out of the tree line and just is holding a handheld weapon. And Alice, you sense that mapping navigation system again.
Is this Lawson? Lawson is probably
This is
it's probably
not Lawson.
It's not Lawson.
You
It is
remember
someone
seeing
with.
Lawson at their desk. This is not Lawson.
I would like to not be here when this person. What? Who are they tracking? Eli? Do you have a tracker? Tell me the truth. You probably won't explode.
Now, do you have a tracker?
Does this car have a? Did you bring us a car that's being tracked?
And Max is like, I mean, probably. You didn't tell me not to.
But they were tracking us in the tunnel too. I want to search us.
The person is actually like looking at all of you.
Oh well, I guess
I'm
the problem
like
has been solved.
in midst of lifting up a rifle. I'm seeing their handgun. I'm like,
Oh, hey. I see we've got ourselves a situation here. Good move, your move.
yeah, my gun's bigger.
You know what? I agree, actually. That is a pretty big gun there. Hey, what's your name?
I don't know if names are needed right now. Might be the best for both of us, don't you think?
You know what? I can
Hello.
agree to that. I definitely understand. Look, I'm not here to cause trouble. I just want a few of those. You're clearly just burying them, and I could use a couple.
Okay. So what you are is someone who likes to take things, right?
That is harsh, but accurate. Yeah, no, there's a bunch
There's
of.
no moral judgment. You and Casey.
Yeah, I
would
take
get
things.
Oh.
It's fine.
Oh, good. I'm glad I don't have to explain myself to a teenager. Yeah.
Here's the thing though. You can't have these.
Unless.
I heard an unless. I will take. I'm hearing bidders. I like commerce. How can I help you, ma'am? Help me get the things I can sell. My name is Vance. How are you today?
Kind of bad, actually. It was the worst day. We had to tase somebody. It was like a whole thing.
Twice.
Plus side, I had sriracha for the first time.
You had
I don't know what
sriracha.
that
I'm
is.
talking about me.
I mean, it sounds good. If you find where I can get some, I'll try it out, I guess. But yeah, no, trust me, I know that vehicle, and like points at Marcus, and I am not friends with them either.
Technically, he's our boss, but only technically.
Not the marshal.
Oh no, you're right. He hates us.
Oh, good.
I get them
We could be friends
confused.
then.
I like friends with guns. I don't know about you guys, but
I like friends with guns. I like less giving guns to people who have just walked in and been following the gun.
I am always, if it helps at all, it's nothing personal. I am always interested in the sort of stuff they leave around here. Some of it's old junk. Some of it, points at the crates, is not normally found without an armed guard. So you have my full attention. What do you want for it?
I want you to not sell it back to the reclaimers.
So you got beef with reclaimers?
And where do you
I
think we
just
took
don't-
these from?
I don't like you having them having shinier things than I do.
That is a mood I can get behind. Yeah, if I tell you that I will... oh, you're cutting into my profit, lady. Like, damn. but yeah. I guess. Yeah. No, if I get a couple, I can find a good turnaround for them. Yeah. Yeah, deal. What do you
I
want?
have additional demands. Do you know of any other people who have beef with reclaimers?
There's a lot of idiots in the world.
As an idiot, I will acknowledge this.
Fair enough. So, yeah. There's a lot of people that have been on the wrong side of them. So, yeah. Yeah, there's people that don't like them. Why? His weapon has not lowered, by the way. He and Casey
Yeah. We just like stand off.
absolutely still in a standoff.
I want to know what you know about groups that hate the reclaimers. I want to know what you know about this base and the people who work here. These are worth money.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't
we saw your tracks, we saw your equipment. I even touched your equipment way back in that tunnel.
That's my equipment.
Alice touches the pulse rifles.
Sure. You know, we got off on the wrong foot. And how about we just agree that you don't have the money to pay me for whatever insurrection you're going for, and I don't have enough guns to take those right now. So, but and like points at Casey, but full points, like for the right spirit there. You want to learn some weird things in the area? I will be glad to tell you, but it's been nice meeting you.
I mean, if no one else is going to do it, I'm going to do it. I stand up.
Okay. What is your
feel
plan
like-
for Vance?
I want Vance to agree to our deal.
What deal specifically?
That in exchange for information and information about people at the base and about insurrectionists, anyone else who is not sympathetic to the cause, with the sort of exception of the mayor, because we know that.
Mm-hmm.
In exchange for that and agreeing to not supply these to the reclaimers, Vance can have the guns. Unless there's anything else that we want to add. But I feel like that is sufficient right now.
Okay. Vance's objective is to get away and sell information that you have the guns back to the reclaimers.
Sure.
Okay, awesome. Authority is going to mark 5 as Vance kind of like gets a judge of the area and ducks around behind, basically ducks down a path that he's aware of.
Okay, I am using smart, and that is a 4.
Okay. All right. How is Alice using smarts?
I think this is like it was in the chat, but this is a let me help you situation. Like there is an advantage to Vance getting these without having to actually thieve them.
Mm-hmm.
Vance will be getting money for them.
Okay.
And
you're making a good argument.
I think I'm making a decent argument.
Okay. 100%.
It's relatively low effort for Vance.
Yep. Vance is making comment, like literally like talking back behind you in a way that probably is not helping, him actually get away smoothly. But, it's like, look, do you know what they do to people who push back on them like that? Like, I'm just here for the profit, kid. I don't care about your war. I don't care about whatever beef you've got. And authority will mark 7.
I'm literally just asking you to do your job.
Okay, who's next?
I'll stand up.
Okay. What's Casey doing?
Yeah, so Casey understands. Fellow scavenger to scavenger. I mean, I've been out in the south. I've seen a lot of stuff that could be very profitable, you know? If you just don't rat us out.
Cool. Excellent. Speaking scavenger to scavenger, what you roll?
All right. Oh, okay. That's a 6.
Okay. And what is Casey using trait-wise?
I'm gonna use trusted, like using, or I guess no, specialty scavenger. Just like
100%.
threading the similarities there, and that I know lots of things. And as a scrappy kid, I found a lot of things. I know where some gold mines are for this kind of stuff. Stuff that we just were not capable of using, but maybe you have the brains to figure out how to sell it.
Perfect. Hearing that, there is actually a pause where like he ducks around and circles back around to the side that Casey's on. It's like, you seem smarter than getting shot.
I'm just a survivor, you know.
So come with me and let's survive. And authority will mark a 9.
I think this Quinn's been like, this is her thing. She's already like been like mentally mapping out the area and scouting things. So she is like, every time he makes a move down a path, she's like got a shortcut in mind and is like ready to cut him off.
Excellent.
And then I rolled a 5.
No.
Okay. So at that point, again, you will have enough wins for the previous scenes to win the episode. Do you wish to take the consequences of the authority winning, or do you wish to burn out or sell out?
Can someone else do it, or does it have to be?
It has to be the person.
No.
I think I'll take the consequences. I like that story-wise, so I think I will take the consequences.
Okay, so does the group go with this?
Yeah. The Reclaimers know we're here. We haven't been quiet or
I mean,
using
it's
fake
not
names.
like literally everyone knows we're here at this point.
Got it. Okay, so faced with Quinn like in front of him, Vance ends up basically like finally like he gets desperate and he immediately just starts firing so that Quinn has to literally duck and cover for safety. Everyone does. And by the time that the weapons fire stops, you all look out and Vance has vanished off into the woods, and you know it is just a matter of time before Haven's Reach is, well, the communication blackout you caused has bought you time. That time is rapidly running out. And Eli and Max look at each other and look at all of you and look at the guns. It's like, we're going to have to learn how to use these. And everybody, that is our episode 2. Thank you so much. Thank you to our players tonight for their awesome work and standing up. Definitely, if you'll please, everybody, tell us about your current projects in the meanwhile and where we can find you out on the rest of the interweb. All right, let's start with Art.
Hi, I'm Arc, Arcanian Ending everywhere. I'm here. This is what I do. So I'm here on Fridays playing Misspent Youth, and on Mondays doing Rangers of the North, which is a Lord of the Rings 5e game, sponsored by Free League, and it's amazing. We have our second episode this Monday, so check it out.
Excellent. And Jilly.
Hi, I'm Jilly. Oh look, it's Jilly most places on the internet. You can find me here on Fridays for Misspent Youth. And we just wrapped last night on Sword and Key, our Invisible Threads campaign. Invisible Sun campaign called Fraying Threads. There we go. It's been a long day, y'all. But you can catch that on their Twitch channel. It's 12 episodes long, including there's also some developmental scenes that are a little bit shorter, but it was super fun and you should check it out.
Awesome. Natalie.
Hey everybody, I'm Natalie. You can find me most places on the internet with Ghost Candle on Twitter and Instagram, and Ghost Sleep Candle on Twitch and YouTube. I am a variety streamer. I mainly do art during my day, but I variety stream. So when I'm not here playing tabletop games, you can catch me on my channels playing video games and playing solo tabletop games. I do have something soon to be announced with other channels, so remember to follow and listen for that. That's me. Yay.
Awesome. And Sophia.
Hi everyone, I'm Sophia, also known as Nerdy Teddy on Twitter and stuff. Obviously I am here and occasionally for all kinds of games and stuff. And starting July 2nd, I'll be on Sword and Key for Vast Grim and Nerds with Dice. I am a Chancellor over there along with Abby, and we have lots of cool content, including Mall Kids one-shot, Rescue Rainbow City, and we have lots of new content coming. We're scheduled out all the way to November right now, so
Ooh,
with
nice.
stuff. So, and more to schedule yet. So check it out, and our application is open all the time.
And I'm Abby. It has been wonderful getting to show off this RPG in the latest edition. If you like your game tonight and you want your own youthful rebellion, please consider purchasing the new Fall in Love, Not in Line book from Dragon Moon. Brenna the Banshee is a creation of Chardé, and for the details about her in the Illustration World team of the world, our third team, Pride, is now available on Expired, so check it out for only $6.66. Bring pride to your table and and watch thirsty sword lesbians pride one shot for a chance to even win a copy. As for me, you can find me at various social media places, even the ones on fire, as at Clarion Call for my projects and random nerd girl thoughts. Please remember that our Girls Run These Worlds creator app is always open. If you have a story you'd like to tell, we want to help you get it off the ground, and you can find the form in our pinned tweet at Girls Run Worlds. For example, as we just heard, on Mondays, check out Rangers of the North, a Lord of the Rings series focusing on teaching the Free League publishers One Ring 5th edition system. This coming Tuesday, we have Out of the Closet, a Cypher system. That's the Pride one-shot at 7 p.m. Eastern. Wednesdays, we have Roll for Luck. Thursdays is the third season of Regency Remix, which is a good society game in the Feywild with facilitator Anne. It's very cool. These episodes and more will be available in our VODs, as well as on the Girls Run These Worlds YouTube channel. There's nothing currently casting, but if you want to ensure women and femme-centric content like this continue to get made, and the women and femmes putting in the work get paid fairly for it, follow us on Twitch and Twitter. Throw us a Twitch subscription. Reminder to renew your free sub for Prime if you haven't. Or drop us a couple bucks on our Ko-fi. It all goes to this incredible cast and the entire team that helped us get this story out here for you. And lastly, I'm going to shout out our big gay one-shots. One is already down. You'll see it in the VODs. But there are 4 more for Pride Month. So check us out at the Girls Run World's Twitter. We've got Vampire the Masquerade, Disco is Dead, Thirsty Sword Lesbians, Cypher Out of the Closet that we just mentioned, and Trash Pals. And there's a giveaway on Trash Pals, so that'll be Wednesday the 28th of June at 4 p.m. Eastern. All right, everybody, it has been a heck of an episode. You have now beaten the They Have the Weapons system of control. We're going to work out what your new exploit against the system is. And in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and raid Fusca, who I'm not sure what they're playing, but stick around and we will give them a big hello. Or you can type I stand up in the chat from Girls Run These Worlds. Everybody, have a great night.